Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco, Proxy, and Bub. Diamond Dab of the day. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As always, when you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, send a like, and I reply to all the comments. You ever hear that term? Say what you mean and mean what you say. It's critically important if you want to communicate effectively to another person, if you just want to be a good communicator in life. Behavioral styles tell us a lot. But you know what? Very few people score high on a scale that favors assertiveness and dealing with things head on. Only about 20% of the population do that. These are the people who like conflict. They say what they think. They don't care who they offend. They're bold with their approach. The rest of us, about 80% out there, need to shrink away from conflict, would prefer not to address things, just tolerate someone who yells and curses. But hold on a second. Why is it so hard for people to say what they mean and mean what they say? At least sometimes. It's probably something that you grew up with as a child. Think about it. Many have been told that lying is wrong, but that when you tell a white lie, it might be necessary in order to avoid hurting someone's feelings. You know you shouldn't talk about another person behind their back. So it's much easier to seek input from someone else than it is to tell the person you have the conflict with that something's wrong. You want to confront someone, but not to be mean, so you wait too long to have the discussion and the straw breaks the camel's back, and you find yourself yelling and screaming. And now you look like the bad person, bad guy or bad girl. Many people never learn how to appropriately say what they mean and mean what they say. In school, if you dare to react negatively to what a teacher says, consequences are bad. With me, my age group, you could have been hit with a ruler on the top of your hands. I'm not kidding, there were punishments. So, parents are often not good at the communication process, so they shade the truth, become over-bullying or overly passive, and neglect to give good role models about communication in their behavior. It's where it starts from, and then it moves on to teachers, bosses, co-workers, friends, and colleagues, who over the years simply were not good communicators, not good at communicating. But you learn months or years later about something you did to offend those people and something important they neglected to share. And now people are hurt when the truth comes out later. So why is telling the truth at the time such a hard thing to do? Think about it. You're kicking the can down the road, and it's going to be worse. It's because our culture values niceness over truth. In almost every case, people who address issues or bring something up to someone that could be perceived as hurtful are often looked at as the problem. If you point out what someone else has done wrong, instead of the person considering the feedback and having an objective conversation, the threat is there that they'll go off and tell someone else about what a mean person you really are. So when you grow up without good role modeling, how can you learn to say what you mean and feel good about it, while leaving the other person with the confidence and security in place? Well, it takes practice and diligent practice, but the results will definitely be worth it. There may be ways, not hard ways, that we can be more authentic communicators. When we want to deliver a negative or non-positive feedback, consider our goal. What do we want to accomplish as an outcome? Do you want the person to be more aware? Do you hope they'll change their behavior? Are we trying to stop them from hurting themselves or someone else? Think about the intention first, maybe. Many times, we just want the other person to know something as information. We don't have an expectation at all. But if you have an outcome in mind, you might be able to frame your comments somewhat differently. I'm hoping that if I share some of your feedback, you might reconsider the way you're treating this person. That's an example. Ask permission and make sure it's the right time to offer feedback. Be courteous to that person. Prepare them for a discussion. And be objective. Yes, stick to the facts in your approach. Try to refrain from using a broad brush. I was always called a bad boy or a good boy. Maybe there's another way you can handle it. Maybe it's about hearing the thoughts out and suggesting better about how to handle an issue next time. Always acknowledge your own thoughts and feelings. It's perfectly fine to have a reaction and share it. In fact, many people don't know how their behavior impacts someone else. Sometimes, if you can point out why it was bothersome, the person gets a chance to do it differently the next time. Remember, we're not responsible for how other people react. If we have something to say, but we don't want to hurt someone else's feeling, does that mean the situation isn't any less real or legitimate? You always want to stop and consider your own motives, I think, but you can't be responsible for what everyone thinks or feels. Be responsible for your delivery. You can't be responsible for the reaction. Therefore, we need to take time to think about the other person's viewpoint. Yes, seek to understand the other person's viewpoint with genuine interest. That will give us the feedback. Yes, sometimes inquiring and trying to draw someone out can be more beneficial than trying to just teach them something or tell them something. Maybe we should do our best to remember that a lot of people haven't learned to be open and honest in a non-hurtful, productive manner. Not taught in schools, not learned at home. It's a fundamental skill that most people lack. So we need to do the best we can to practice what we mean and mean what we say, because it's just possible that the others around us will follow suit. Skinner is all about behavior, okay? So observational learning, that's right. If we say what we mean and mean what we say, the people around us might also. Very interesting stuff. And you know what? This kind of stuff is not hard to do. These are small things we can act on right away. This is the Real Senior Stoner going in on the Puffco, Proxy, and Bub for a diamond dab of the day. Hello, everybody. Let's kick it up a notch with some sativa diamonds. Here we go. And the dab train's going to go roll on green with the Puffco Proxy. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, send a like, and I reply to all the comments. Have a wonderful day. Cheers. Roll in, roll in, roll in. It's melting. Ooh. It's coming. I gotta clean a carb cap. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining the Real Senior Stoner. Cheers.